Hey ladies, it's me and I'm coming to you with another update. Well, just basically small conversation. I am so grateful and I'm so happy today. I've been sitting here packing and doing certain things. I actually took Symphony for a walk today in the park and I really enjoyed it, going past the stream and just hearing the trees, just the breeze and the birds singing, and I just enjoyed it. I put Symphony in her swing. Yes, I put Symphony in a swing. She's only 8 months and she's in a swing at the park and she enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it. And I said it's the little things that I need to appreciate and do. You don't have to wait in order to enjoy things now. So I just wanted to let you ladies know. I hope everybody's having a blessed day. So what I want to talk about, one of you ladies, me and you, we've now started to email back and forth, and this really touched my heart. And I want to talk about plans to be parents, not planning to be a parent. Okay, not planning parenthood, but planning to be a parent. What does that mean? When you want to have a baby, when you want to be a mother, when you want to nourish this child. And a lot of you ladies and fellas that are looking at this, maybe that's what you want to do. You want to be the best mother you can be. You want to be pregnant. You want to carry the full term. And so many times you've been disappointed in so many ways. And you're just like, oh. And one of you ladies, me and you, we just started emailing each other. And it touched my heart because, you mentioned about adoption or a surrogate mother. And when I was a young girl, and I'm going to go into this whole thing, but when I was a young girl, and when I mean a young girl, I had to be like in the 3rd grade. And we had, I think it was Black History Month or something like that. And I remember I had Mary McLeod Bethune, and one of the young boys, I think he had Josephine Baker. And I remember him bringing the Josephine Baker movie to class. And, certain parts he had to tell the teacher when to stop and she had to fast forward because certain parts we couldn't see it in the movie. But I fell in love with Josephine Baker. And the reason why I fell in love with this woman was because, first of all, she was into music and she dreamed about being in this nice castle. And she adopted so many children. She adopted these children, just different babies like she would adopt. And I just thought she's such a sweet woman. And at that age, 8 years old in the 3rd grade, I said to myself, I wanted to adopt children. I want a lot of children. I want to do what she did. And it wasn't until later on in my 20s, and looking back at that movie, that I realized that she could not have children. And so this is the reason why she adopted children. And so I was like, wow. But I never thought that I would actually deal with the whole high-risk pregnancy and having to come to a crossroad of whether or not I would have to adopt children. And so, fast forwarding, after, when I was in my 20s, I always knew I could carry full time. I would never have that issue. And then when I came across those issues, it was like, oh my goodness. I remember reading articles of this young lady who had her mother as a surrogate for her to actually have her baby. She used her mother as a surrogate. And I thought, oh, well, that's interesting. But I never thought that I would have to come to those crossroads of trying to find out how Sarah felt in the Bible and all of these things that I wanted to do as a woman and to have a baby. And after my 3rd loss with Harmony, I just wanted a baby. I wanted a baby. I wanted to adopt. I don't don't even think I discussed this with y'all, that I wanted to adopt. And when I looked up and I saw how much it was going to cost to adopt, well, in the 20,000 to 30,000s just to adopt a baby, and you may not even get this baby newborn. And then I was starting to look at all of the places, and I was just like, wow. A lot. And another thing too that a lot of you ladies don't know is that years ago, me and my sister, we wanted to do foster care, foster parenting and everything. And so I took foster care classes for Family and Child Services in Washington, D.C. I think like twice. I never finished it because I ended up getting custody of my niece. And at that time, I think she was 13, 14. And I mean, I remember wanting to deal with teenagers, but what she put me through, I was like, I don't know, and I'm not discriminating anyone from doing that, but I realized, But it was interesting. But moving forward, I've always wanted to do that. Like, I still want to have lots of children. And the Lord told me, Mona, you're going to have lots of children. This is before I even became pregnant with Symphony. And I'm like, Lord, how am I going to have lots of children when my daughter's passed away in my arms? Like, oh, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't see it, but I believed what he said that I was going to have. So going back to the adoptions and the surrogates. So after my third loss with Harmony, I started to look up adoptions. And again, I was looking up the figures and I said, this is crazy. I started looking at documentaries. I don't know. It's a documentary on Netflix. I forget the name of it, but it was about girls that were being born in China and in India and how these women were killing off their girls. And I was so upset because I'm like, I'm trying to hold on to the babies that I have, and y'all just sitting up here murdering these babies, and it's not fair. I mean, you could have gave me the baby, and I would have cherished this baby. And so I realized that there are a lot of us out here, and it's more than that when we dealt with the heartaches of losing babies and wanting to be pregnant and everything, we just want to be a mother. And so I saw on Lifetime movies. I remember, I forgot the name of the movie, and you ladies know what I'm talking about the lady who, she lost so many babies during birthday, she just couldn't take it anymore. Homegirl walked up in the daggone, she walked up in the hospital, and she snapped somebody else's baby. And she was totally wrong, got caught up 18 years later. But I'm not going to say that was wrong, because she gave another woman's grief. You don't want to do that. But, I can understand in a sense because of what she went through. I went through the same thing too. But I'm not going to take nobody's baby. But I will say this, a lot of people started to say things like, why don't you get Carla to carry, my sister Coco, why don't you get Carla to carry your baby for you? And I'm thinking to myself, no. First of all, Coco still smoke, totes. And another thing, my baby not gonna come out mugging her, and her folks, they be arguing all the time. And I was just like, no. But I just felt like, oh my gosh. And I know how Sarah felt, like, dang. And then I said, okay, if I had to get somebody to carry my child, I would definitely ask my mother. Because I wouldn't want to. Some women are so strong to see other people carry their babies. I wanted that whole feeling of carrying a baby. I wanted that. And if I was going to choose anyone, it would be my mother. It probably would have been my sister, maybe, if she wasn't so hostile, her and her fiance going back and forth arguing the way they did. But I came to the crossroad of that, and I never thought I would. And so I even looked up adoptions, and like I said, it costs so much money to adopt. And maybe one of you ladies can run with this idea of planning to be parents. I think Planned Parenthood needs to be shut down, and it needs to be reinvented to planning to be parents. There are many of us out here, and I say us because I'm a part of this whole trying to conceive, want to be a mother community of giving other women insight, inspiration, and just like a lot of women sold into me like it's going to happen. I'm looking forward to your journey. Hold on, let me check on Tiffany. She looking at her mole sisters. So I feel like this, is there are a lot of women out here who they could get pregnant so easily but just don't want to have the baby. Well, there are women out here who want to have this baby. And so when I look at the situation, like for instance, my husband is adopted, and I'm so grateful that his mother and his father, or his mother, did not abort him, but she gave him up for adoption. And there were parents, which are my in-laws, that really wanted to have children, that took my husband in and his sister in, and they adopted. And there are plenty of women out here who want that, who wants the void. I mean, it got to the point when after I lost Harmony, my breast swelled up, I had milk, and I just wanted to nurse any baby. I just was like, can I get a baby just to nurse, please? And when you leave so many times empty-handed and you're in a home and you want to hear the patter of feet, it just what's the word? It's just frustrating when you want to have a baby. And so maybe one of you ladies knows someone who just got pregnant, and they said, I don't want to keep the baby. Pass the video on, because there's someone out there who really wants a baby. And maybe that person needs to vlog and talk about how what they went through and how they really want a baby. And maybe y'all can work it out in such a way where instead of you aborting this baby, that you're giving this baby life, giving this baby a chance to this particular person who's saying, I really want to adopt the baby. I really think we need to, there's nothing wrong with bringing up a nation of strong young boys and girls to grow up to be strong women and men. And it got to the point where, you know, when you look at India, when you look at China, you know, them aborting all of these girls, or killing all of these young baby girls and things like that, that it got to the point that now they have all of these young boys and all of these men, and they don't have any women to marry. Well, duh, did y'all not think about what the aftermath of that was going to cause? So now what's going on in India and China, they're going around and they're snatching up little girls so they can become brides for their sons. Or when that major earthquake happened, a lot of these people lost their only sons, and when the government told them you can only have one. See, that's what happens when you try to control life. There is enough for everybody. This world was intended for us to be fruitful and to multiply. I really believe that. Who says that, oh, we're overpopulated? Whoever is saying that needs to go in the alley, and they need to put a gun to their heads and they be gone. Because the rest of us want to live. We want to have big families. We want to be fruitful. We want to multiply. We want to give life. If you want to kill something off, and do yourself a favor then. I mean, I don't condone you to commit suicide, but who said that we have to stop at a number? And a lot of these people that want to do population control, half of these people are in their 80s and 90s, like they want everybody else to die off because they don't got too long to live anyway. But the rest of us, we want to be mothers. We want to be fathers. And I mean, I remember going back to Harmony, I was at a point in my time where I was just like, I want to, if somebody would give me a newborn, I'll take the newborn. It was at the point in the time where I had to watch everybody else go full term, and I was happy for them. But, you know, a lot of y'all that know me, I had nieces and nieces that had friends going full term and having babies. And here I am in my 30s. I'm married, and they're like 14 and 15 years old. And I'm like, God, for real. I mean, and then when you look back at when I got my pets and stuff, because of my friend Zakia, when her daughter had passed away, I believe it was Peyton, the random act of kindness I took in this cat, and then this cat was knocked up. I'm like, look at what's happening, Lord. Everybody around me is getting pregnant, and they're going full term, and all I want to do is go full term. But even if I didn't go full term, I just want to be a mommy. I want a baby. I want this child. I have so much love that I want to pour that into this child. So maybe you know somebody, if you know somebody who just found out they got pregnant, and they're like, I don't want to keep the baby, then guess what? Give the baby up for adoption. And maybe, and it doesn't have to be a long process, because some adoption agencies, they want the cost to be so much. You as a mother can choose, you know what? They're good people. And instead of you making a decision that's going to affect you for the remainder of your life, make a good decision of, you know what, these are good people, and I want them to adopt my child. It doesn't have to be a long process. And I think it's selfish when people feel like, I don't want the child and I don't want nobody else to have the child. That's selfish. That's so selfish. But I just wanted to talk about planning to be parents. Not planning parenthood, but planning to give life. I think we should take all of those dollars, all of those tax dollars for killing off all of these babies, to be put into fertility treatments, placing babies, brand new newborns into good women and men hands, and coming up with the way that we can bring babies to full term so they don't have to be in the NICU, coming up with the way where babies can be placed in good families that really want to have children. So I just wanted to share that. And what is my journey? Symphony's not just going to be my only baby. I plan to have more children. I want more babies. I do. That's my God-given right as a woman. I want more babies. I really do. I want to give her more living siblings. And if you're in a crossroad right now where you have to make that decision of adoption, then there's nothing wrong with that, because I still plan to adopt too. My husband, Matthew, is adopted. And I've always wanted to adopt since I was 8 years old. I just really looked up to this woman, Josephine Baker, and she didn't just adopt. She adopted different nationalities, and they were black, white, Chinese, Spanish. They were just, India. I just thought this woman was so awesome in such a way, but I never thought that later on in life that I was like, wow, I understand now. So, planning to be parents. I honestly think that I think that no mother should be empty-handed. No mother should not be a mother, because there are babies out there that want mothers. And there are mothers out there that can get knocked up real quick, that really don't want to have a baby. And there are mothers that can't get knocked up. So, swipe. Hey, you're doing each other a favor here. And then maybe, they have cases with some mothers who, I don't want to be a mother, but as soon as they see the baby, they're like, I'm a mother. And that's a good thing. That's a great thing. That's a great thing if you change your mind and decide, you know what, I'm going to keep my baby. That's a great thing. But to demolish and to get rid of, I think that we as a society can help each other out, should I say. And so that was when I was reading that email, I just started to water up, because I remember I wanted to adopt. I really did. I wanted to adopt at one point in time. And we talked about adoption too. But you have to go through, like I said, if you don't have all of that, so just like I remember looking at the Lifetime movie, and when the doctor told her you can adopt, she was like, ain't nobody gonna let me adopt. Who gonna give me a baby? But she was wrong for snatching a baby. But in a sense, she was right, because it's so much with this, so much money, and so this and so that, you know what I mean? But I honestly believe that there are millions of women out there who you know, they get pregnant and then they're just thinking it's only one option. No, there's adoption, and there's just not any. There's women out here who want a baby. Maybe they need to start making vlogs. Anybody out here that don't want to be mothers and they're pregnant, look, I'm a great mom. I'll be a great mother to your baby. Please just give this baby a chance and give the baby to me, and I'll take care of this baby. I'll give this baby love. I'll give this baby security. So I just wanted to share that. Today's an awesome day. I don't know who Solo's barking at, but I'm about to go back to doing me. And you ladies, let me know what you think about the situation. I mean, give me your insight, give me your input on planning to be parents. Also, too, later on, not today, but I am going to start talking about OPKs and how to trap that egg. Because some of you ladies have been like, Mona, why don't you do more videos on that? And I was like, okay. And one of my dear, she's my god sister now, like my baby god sister. And she said I had to make a pact with her. If she get knocked up, if she get pregnant, to do a weekly video, because she really enjoyed the videos when she was pregnant before she had her loss. And I said, okay, we'll do weekly, but you're going to be on those videos too. So until then, ta-ta for now. Oh, yeah, let me show y'all. These are my gel nails. I don't know if y'all can see it. My gel nails. You hear Cynthia's? Okay, so ta-ta for now.